It was born out of a very urgent necessity. In 1944, a general dearth of ministers and other Christian workers over the entire state and in the regions beyond was of grave concern to all those who loved the gospel and those who were desirous of seeing the kingdom of Christ extended to the far ends of the earth. Determination was seen by many men. Determination and a zeal to provide a place for all young people to come and be trained. Soon our president spoke, and here he told the people what the purpose of Lincoln Bible Institute was to be for. Very simple plan, but to the point. The purpose of Lincoln Christian College will be to train preachers and other full-time Christian workers who will know the Christ and be able to preach this Christ to this generation. People from all over the area, cities, churches, and even surrounding states were interested in the spreading of the gospel of Christ. And they came that they too might help in any way that they could.
I hope that each one of you will pick out some bright young man or some bright young woman who should be in full-time service of the Lord. And that this year you would pray for that person. You would witness to that person. And if you will give me the name of that person, I'll write to that person and say a mutual friend of ours who's praying daily for you has told me that you are the caliber of a person that ought to be in the kingdom of God, working and giving your life to Jesus Christ.
My name is Emma Kindred. I am a junior here at LCU, and I am studying youth and family ministry as well as worship ministry. But once I realized that I was interested in going into ministry, I had met with some of the pastors at my church who are actually alumni of LCU, and they gave me a lot of really helpful insight and talked about the professors and how amazing their experience was. So I would love to work with high school students. I really like the mentorship and discipleship aspect of ministry, and I think it's a very formational time in students' lives, so I would love to be able to work with them through that. But I also really love working with kids and doing music, of course, and so I'm open to wherever God opens the doors for me. So in the beginning, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't know whether my best option was to stay or if it was to transfer. And I had been praying about it, and one day I just felt very strongly that it was on my heart to stay. And I'm very grateful that I did, because I truly do believe that the education I'm receiving here is one of the best. I learned so much from the professors that we have. They are so intelligent about what they teach, and they really have a heart for the Lord and for equipping students to be able to go out and do kingdom work. It's interesting to see the way that my mindset has shifted from high school to college. I remember being here for an event one day before I actually came to school, and they talked about how at LCU they teach you how to think, not what to think. And I think that has been very true. They don't teach you how to think in terms of making you think like them, but they teach you how to process through things on your own and how to wrestle through questions and to have uncertainty. And I think that that has been very formational in helping to strengthen my faith. But I definitely do believe that God is still using LCU and using the professors to prepare students for kingdom work.
I would say the main reason that I felt so led to be a part of this, first and foremost, I have to acknowledge my deep love of this community. It is the people among whom I grew up. And there was something ultimately for me where I realized, as challenging as I knew it was going to be, and initial concerns that I had, I want to see this through. I want to see what God's going to do with this. But I also felt very led to be a part of this because this could be quite an era for us to partner more deeply than ever before with the local church. You've met here tonight through video someone like Emma, just one of the finest people that I have met, who desperately wants people to know Christ and to do so in the local church. And what we give in our giving is the ability and the gift for Emma to study and to be shaped in the image of Christ and the knowledge of Christ, that she can go out and be a leader within one of these communities that are a signpost for the kingdom of God. And it is nothing short of us being a part of something that is life and death. And I mean that in the sense of so much life can be brought into our communities, more than we could possibly think or imagine. But the reason I invite people to be a part of what we're doing at Lincoln is because you should never go it alone in any of those fields. I don't think we are to study and search the scriptures, that we're to think through matters of theology in isolation, tucked away in a church office alone, or even just with a handful of people locally, but we're supposed to diversify. And we work feverishly to create a community where these things are not shaped in you in isolation. We need places like Lincoln and people like Lincoln to pour into them, to pour into you, to pour into the neighborhoods in which we exist and move and have our being. And to believe in what Christ is trying to do in our communities is to also believe in what institutions like Lincoln are doing for all of us to come together and make a sacrifice, that we can look back on these gifts and see how the Spirit is built upon them.